Good morning, Doctor.
And a good morning to you too, Elsa. You look radiant.
Thank you, Doctor.
We haven't been seeing much of you lately, Elsa. You've been missing appointments.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I've been feeling much better.
That's very good to hear. And what has brought about this improvement?
It's the new man in my life. He's convinced me to fight my addiction.
Ah, the policeman from the newspapers. How has he coped with his fall from grace?
He can finally see things from a human perspective, rather than the ivory tower he created for himself. It's making him stronger. And it's making me stronger helping him.
You wouldn't make a bad analyst yourself, Elsa. Should we swap seats?
We're both finding we have a lot to live up to.
And what is that?
In my case, Lou. He went through hell along with me and still came out smiling. In Cole's case, his friend, Jack Kelso.
Kelso?
You've heard of him?
No, I just like the sound of his name.
Cole and Jack are working on a case together.
Is Jack a policeman too?
No, he works for the district attorney.
What?
He's a special investigator. I thought you didn't know him.
I have never met the gentleman in question.
He has been looking into Lou's case. Cole thinks it might be linked to some fires he's investigating. You look pale, Doctor.
It's cold in here, Elsa. I think I'll close the window. Why are you looking at me like that, Elsa?
You arranged for Lou to work at Elysian Fields, Doctor.
Your fears are unfounded. I meet many people in my line of work. There are many ways that people can be helped. Finding them work is just one of them.
I don't believe you, Doctor. I've seen you with Monroe at the club.
I'm sorry that you have come to that conclusion, Elsa. I've always so enjoyed our conversations. I can see your future, Elsa. And Cole, the policeman. And Jack, the investigator. It's an unfortunate and grisly end.
I've come to help you, Doctor. To help you cross over. All your sins will be forgiven in the next life.
Huh.
It's got to be one of these places.
The arsonist's a bug sprayer. It must have worked at one of these joints.
Well, let's look, shall we? Oh, I'm not going around without a siren. Fuck that noise. You've still got the friggin' blood on you. Have you been going at this whole time? Oh my god, Kelso. What's wrong with you? People aren't gonna take well to you being covered in blood.
It's a 5-star.
Help you?
Goddamn way.
How many guys you have working here, Pop?
Who's asking, son?
It could be official or unofficial. Depends on how you want to play it.
You should get to a hospital, son. That arm of yours appears to be letting in daylight.
Save the pity for the other guys. They're the ones who need it. I'm looking for a big cowboy who works pest control. Does he work here?
We don't have anyone like that here.
You sure? I'm not the type of guy you want coming back.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Newspaper. Crusade against corruption. Peterson pledges to clean up LAPD.
What have you got?
Looks like a drug overdose.
Get away from him, Phelps. This is my case.
Shut your fucking mouth! Since when does a bagman work a case?
I knew this creep was in on the morphine heist. Victim of his own product.
Hey, detective! Can we back it off a notch? This is getting out of hand.
There's a time to talk and a time to shut up. Now is the time to be quiet, son.
Courtney Sheldon was a corpsman, Roy. He served his country. He went out with a medical kit and an Army 45 into places that made the Valley of Death look like a picnic. He was either naive enough or dumb enough to get involved in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, along with the mayor, the DA, Monroe, and a certain crooked cop. He was involved in the morphine heist, but he has a puncture wound in his jugular, which makes this a murder case. He was a better man than you'll ever know. You say one more word about him and I will blow your fucking head off!
You finally lost it, partner.
I have a pretty good idea why Sheldon is dead. And I know about Monroe. Your vast, corrupt future is draining away as we speak.
I got better things to do than argue the rub with you.
Stay with him until the coroner gets here. Make sure technical services bags the evidence. If you let this creep anywhere near it, I'll come looking for you.
Yes, sir.
You know, Phelps, you're not the worst asshole going round.
Thanks, Herschel.
That felt good. That felt good. It felt good seeing Cole finally just fucking give it to him, you know? Wow. Good, good, good. One more left. And I know where it is too. We saw it in the first cutscene. Next location.
Welcome to Nuclear. What can I do you for?
I work for the DA. I need to speak with an exterminator, big guy with a cowboy accent.
We have only 3 people work here. Me and 2 Mexicans. They're both on the scrawny side.
Thanks for your help.
Wow.
Well, that was
sure
quick.
looks like a
Next place. Let's see. You're still bleeding, dude. God, at least put a bandage on. My God. Go home and clean it, for God's sake. Jesus. You ever heard of the super glue thing? Might not work for a bullet hole, but you know. This has got to be the place.
I work for the DA. I'm looking for a big cowboy, does extermination. Anyone like that working here?
Well, I wouldn't want to get anyone into any trouble.
We could do this the hard way. An address?
Yeah, he lives in a bunkhouse on the remains of the old Rancho Rincon.
Thanks.
Things are moving along at a steady pace. Rusty!
Cole, you made it. What's this got to do with me, Rusty?
Dr. Fontaine, prominent shrink, dead in his patient's room, spine snapped like a twig. The suspect is one of his mental patients.
I've met Fontaine.
His last patient was Elsa Lichtman, Cole. She's missing. Nurse said that she saw some big Boris Karloff type carry her out of here.
The best thing that you can do to help me, Rusty, is let me take a look around.
Sure thing, Cole. This way.
Thank you, Rusty, for getting me involved, so then the game can be a little longer.
Take your time. I'll give you and the doctor some privacy.
Leland, listed below are the properties you wanted accounted for. My associate has visited each and made a thorough survey. And from what he tells me, I gather these families and residents no longer require the assistance provided by your relocation program. Kind regards, Dr. Marlon J. Fontaine. Stephens. Remember them. Morelli, I remember them. Sawyer.
Monroe wasn't happy. People started dying and it attracted attention. He and the doctor lost control.
Harlan, this was not our arrangement. Your associate is overstepping his mark. Get him under control or I will take whatever action is necessary. Right. Oh boy. Personal history. The subject was born in an Oklahoma sharecrop farming family. Failed harvest during the Dust Bowls of the 1930s led to the families being evicted, and they undertook the journey west to California. The subject's mother and younger brother both died of starvation while on the road. The subject's father found work as a stuntman in low-budget cowboy films. The subject was urged to pursue the same career, but a naturally reserved disposition and physical awkwardness made this difficult. The subject trained as a gas fitter and showed some mechanical aptitude, but was drafted into the Marines at the outbreak of the war. Served as a blah 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 blah, blah until the incident blah 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 blah. The subject's father died in November 1945. The subject returned from service to live alone on the property father and son once shared. Nature of disorder. When referred to this physician, the subject was suffering from an acute case of battle fatigue, manifested in sensory flashbacks. I can read. Disturbed attention and sleep disturbance. The subject described symptoms such as vision impairment, headache, tachycardia, and excessive sweating. The subject experienced phantom physical sensations when in a wakeful state, and intense nightmares when sleeping. The subject was unable to dissociate memory from reality, frequently regressing to the trauma of... During early diagnostic sessions, the subject admitted to feeling a morbid fear of and deep fascination with fire. A determination was made that the subject had entered an advanced state of catatonia, which could not be overcome by psychotherapy alone. Treatment history. The subject began a course of drug treatment in conjunction with clinic hypotherapy sessions. Sessions were initially scheduled once every 2 weeks. Morphine tartrate was administered to counteract the symptoms of anxiety, while hypnotic induction and verbal suggestions techniques were applied. Treatment was initially ineffective. The subject reported no change in the frequency or severity of flashbacks, episodes, and headaches. Additional sessions were scheduled in 2-hour blocks to allow deeper sedation, morphine tartrate, blah blah blah, in doses, blah blah blah, and increased responsiveness. The subject began to experience diminished physical symptoms, but became highly susceptible to suggestion and ideation. As a result, the subject was kept at a physician's clinic more frequently in order to prevent him harming himself or others. Additional medication was prescribed and sessions were scheduled once every 3 to 4 days. Catharsis exercises were undertaken where the subject blank 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 in a controlled environment and blank 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 blank. The subject reported conflict between feelings and hopelessness, and feelings of serenity brought on by volunteer work undertaken on the physician's behalf. Prognosis, doctor. The subject is fighting persistent delusions and paranoid schizoid tendencies, and managing, with the help of drug treatment and therapy, to keep them at bay. However, it is the opinion of this physician that any relaxation of these treatments would be dangerous. The subject could, without continued guidance, slip back into the clutches of his many demons and enter a new antisocial state of psychopathy. Sorry, Rusty. You can go. Pardon me, sir. There's your girlfriend's blood.
So much for your foresight, Doctor.
Crystal ball.
Good doctor has been marking this map.
Okay.
Edgewood Grove, McCarthy Vista, Crescent Heights, Rancho Escondido. Do those names mean anything to you, Herschel?
Yeah. How come?
Well,
New
shit.
houses all being built in the path of the freeway?
Well. The face of progress, says Mayor of Developer Leland Monroe.
That goddamn pet lunatic of yours is burning down our houses.
Keep your voice down, Leland. Control is of the essence.
Keep your voice down. Do you know how much these sons of bitches charge for lunch? Fuck them.
Leland, we will not solve our problems by announcing them to the general public. We only speed ourselves on our way to the gallows.
He's your imbecile, Harlan. Get him under control or get rid of him.
Speaking of which, I've had to dispose of our young medical student.
What? You certainly are a cold character, Harlan.
He has a friend called Kelso who knows all about the development on Normandy Avenue.
I know about Kelso.
And you thought it unimportant to inform me.
I thought I could take care of it.
And have you?
No, I haven't.
Kelso works for Benson. Is he reliable?
No, he's totally unreliable. But he has so many pernicious habits, he's got nowhere to run.
Can you take care of Kelso?
Don't push me, Harlan. Get rid of the fruitcake. It's no longer necessary. I'll take care of Jeff Kelso.
Right. Got them all. I'm really happy to see you finally dead.
Destroyed by a monster of your own creation, Dr. Fontaine. I've heard that story somewhere before.
I've already looked at this.
Fontaine was having the houses burned for Monroe.
Oh. Is that what I needed? Maybe.
Don't think this is any use to us.
What about this? Oh, looky what we have here. The morphine.
Looks like Fontaine has finally dispensed his last treatment. Jack was wrong.
It's not about insurance. It's about eminent domain.
What are you talking about, Cole?
The government reclaims the land in the path of the freeway and pays the improved value of the land with the new houses sitting on it.
What about the stiffs who paid their deposits?
Worst case, they get their money back. But the syndicate pockets millions on the improved value of the land.
So where does Jack's boss come into it?
He's the key. He carries the insurance. The insurance proves how much the houses are worth.
And they're worth nothing?
Firewood, all of them.
That's about as neat a scam as you can imagine. How are we going to prove any of this, Cole? Doctor's dead. Monroe nearly bled to death. If they get Jack...
We need the firebug. The Okie cowboy. Get him, get Elsa. Get him, get all of them.
Interesting that they're using the music cue from the flashbacks.
Guess nobody's home. Most guys bring home a 45 or an M1. This is pretty extreme.
We're still bleeding. Dipshit. This is pretty gross. Nothing.
Quite a flock you got here. I know those faces.
Most Cole.
Jesus Christ, I know every one of them.
Mozkill. Okay, nothing.
The river tunnels. This guy's a tunnel rat.
Great.
Oh my God, Ira. You poor backwards son of a bitch. Peterson, I'm going to need some help. I've got Monroe, Fontaine, and all the others. It's all tied up nicely. It goes all the way to the top. Meet me at the LA River Tunnel entrance just north of the First Street Bridge in half an hour. Don't ask questions. Just be there. This is DA's investigator Jack Kelso. I have an urgent radio message for Detective Cole Phelps.
Go ahead, KGPL.
11K, see the man. A 207 just occurred on the spillway north of the First Street Bridge. DA's investigator Jack Kelso reports a kidnapping suspect outstanding in the LA River tunnel system with a hostage. 11K, handle
Roger
code 3.
that. The hell is Jack playing at? It's like a suicide note. Half the LAPD will be down there hunting for us.
We need to get there first.
All units on all frequencies stand by. Car 86 Adam is in pursuit of suspect vehicle heading southwest on Sunset Boulevard. Suspect vehicle belonging to Jack Kelso, described as a Navy Chevrolet Fleetline. License number 4, William 0286. Car 86 Adam is in pursuit.
I picked up his car. He'll need help to make it to the river.
That's Kelso's car.
All right. We're going to be a bit naughty here.
All units.
Shoot our fellow policeman.
That the suspect is armed and extremely dangerous. Repeat, extremely dangerous. Suspect vehicle to be disabled immediately. If necessary, use of deadly force is authorized.
All units, suspect vehicle headed west on 5th Street. Repeat, the Chevy Fleetline Navy Blue, westbound on 5th Street.
Jesus Christ. How many cops do these guys own?
All units. We have a new suspect vehicle. It is shop number 13516. Repeating, shop 13516 is a second suspect vehicle, described as a green Hudson Commodore, license 3 Sam 0102, reported to be aiding suspect Jack Kelso. Use caution and continue pursuit. All units, stand by for
Shit, they're
further.
coming.
All units, suspect vehicle sighted heading northeast toward 3rd Street on the embankment between 3rd and 4th. All units, suspect vehicle is now northbound on Los Angeles,
God damn it.
2nd Street. Car 66 Adam, 77 Adam, go to 1st and Alameda. Car 19 William, go to 1st and Vignes. Repeat, 1st and Vignes.
Whoa!
All units, further to the second suspect vehicle, shop 13516.
Jeez.
Chief Worrell has authorized the use of deadly force. Repeat,
Oh God.
use of deadly force is authorized in
Uh-oh.
disabling both suspect vehicles.
Shit. Did you have to make such a sharp turn? Okay. Doing alright. Jack's going that way. I think we've escaped them.
Who is this guy?
Peterson, assistant DA.
What's he doing
He's here to
here?
cover our backs.
I'm going in there, Jack.
No one's trying to stop you. I found this at the ranch house. He's marked his routes. I'll go in here. Cole, you take the next entrance. Biggs, I need you to take the car and cover this spot here. I think that's his fail-safe exit. Cole, he's one of ours.
What are you talking about?
Right where you are!
Got it?
Got it.
Peterson, you want to be DA? We'll earn your salt.
So, Kelso is your boy, Peterson? And working with Phelps? A handy lad, that Kelso.
Yes, he is, Chief. You can't imagine what those two have uncovered. It could go all the way to the top. I hope you won't be implicated.
So, you're the new broom, Peterson?
Looks like it.
And you think he'll make it out of there alive?
I think he might. He's a difficult boy to get rid of.
All right, Peterson. I'm listening. What's your offer?
Keep on going, Jack.
Gotcha, fucker. Can I have your gun? Thanks.
He's there, right there! Kill him!
Christ. Just missed.
Flamethrower guy.
An inch to the left and you would have had me, boys.
It's very cold and very wet. Having fun there?
You're pretty brave for a dead man.
This doesn't seem to be very good at headshots.
Throw out the guns.
I'll still stick with it though.
Eyes open. Around here
Whatever,
somewhere.
I won't.
You want me? You got
there. Somebody tag that son.
Oh, it's a shotgun. I'm gonna have to get closer. I think he may be stuck. Good, he's stuck. He's confused. Night, night, sweet prince. You got a nice gun I can use? Apparently not. Right, we saw the flamethrower guy, so that's this Ira fella, apparently.
How long do you think you can hold out?
I won't, baby. He's around here somewhere.
Got him.
You're surrounded and your buddies are dead.
He pokes his head out, we'll step on it. This one's got your name on it.
You can walk.
Come on. Dead. Fuck that. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Flamethrower, motherfucker. You don't have to use the flamethrower, but I'm gonna.
The water's rising. Keep on going, Jack.
Catch your bullet, you son of a bitch!
I'm gonna get you, and it's not gonna be pretty. Fire is considerably more disfiguring than bullets.
You can walk out of here or go out in a box. Your choice.
There! Somebody tag that son of a bitch!
Damn it. This is why I'm not overly keen on this weapon. I'm still gonna use it. I am literally packing heat.
He's around here somewhere.
That's just such a dumb thing to do.
You're fucking toast!
Throw out the gun!
Your move, mister. Come get me.
Ah!
There! Somebody tag that son of a bitch!
That's right, come closer, you fuckers.
You're fucking come on! I got you now, motherfucker!
You want me? You got me.
Ah! I give up! No! I'm just gonna stick with the guns. I can't work the flamethrower. It's impossible. Maybe I can get a BAR or something.
As soon as he pokes his head out, we step
Running
on
low.
him.
You want me? You got me.
I do, motherfucker!
Come on. This I can aim with. Stop, grimy fucker. Good.
Eyes open. He's around here somewhere.
I don't like this gun very much.
Catch him!
Come on!
I got you now, motherfucker!
I'm not dying here, fuckers. Not anymore, anyway. Shit. Come on. Put your head out. Okay. It's kind of funny. This way. Or not. Where do I go? That way? Ugh. Elsa.
Are you okay, princess?
I felt better. He saved me from the doctor.
Hi, Tex. Do you remember me?
I'm not sure that I do. Have you come here to kill her?
Why would I do that, soldier?
Isn't that why you're all here?
I'm here to get her out.
Her, but not me. You haven't come for me.
No, not you. It ends here.
You were with the 6th on Sugarloaf, weren't you?
I was?
And Naha?
Yes, I was.
You're Sergeant Jack Kelso, aren't you? Where's your uniform, Sarge?
At home in my locker, Hogaboom. War's over, soldier.
I know that, Sarge. I'm fighting a different kind of war. I fight for God now.
We all fight for God, Ira.
In our own ways. Not everyone knows it.
Elsa! Are you all right? Get away from her! It's all right, Cole. He doesn't want to hurt her. Ira was with us on Okinawa.
What? You know this guy?
Don't you remember me, Lieutenant? I remember you.
No, I don't.
You ordered me to burn that cave, Lieutenant. That cave full of civilians. A hospital.
What is he talking about?
It was war. For God's sake, I can't be held responsible for everything that happened.
I don't blame you, Lieutenant. You helped me to help other people.
Ira lost his mind on Okinawa, Princess.
Sheldon asked the doctor to help him get it back.
The doctor helped me to find my path. And I helped him to a better life.
Elsa's going to leave now, Ira. She will be all right. You've helped her, too. Get her out of here. Biggs will help. His exit is nearby.
Jack, I need this guy to make the case.
Hasn't this poor bastard given you enough? Get out of here now!
For God's sake, Jack! What are you going to do?
Don't cry, miss. Sergeant Kelso has come to help ease my way. I was proud to serve with you, Jack.
Get out of here, Cole!
What do we do, Lieutenant? Jesus, look at all the kids!
Stop the goddamn screaming!
I need to think!
And how do you expect to do that, you fucking maniac? They're burned to a crisp!
Finish them off. Do it humanely. We are leaving this place.
You do it, Phelps! Get your own fucking hands dirty! I'm on morphine!
Put these people out of their pain. Now! That's an order!
Everyone out of here now. Double time! You two get Lieutenant Phelps to an aid station. Weapons team will be blowing this place in 2 minutes. Everything that happened in here stays in here. Do you hear me? I don't want to ever hear another word about it.
He was doing him a favor, Elsa.
Cole, up here! I'll get this grader.
Hurry! The water's rising! You're first!
Hand her up!
Get out of here! You're not Jack! I'm not arguing. You're wounded, Jack! Let me help.
What are you waiting for?
Jump, Cole! Jump for it! We're gathered here To honor Detective Cole Phelps. Cole Phelps was the best kind of man. Hear, hear. A war hero who led his men with true valor. And through his personal bravery achieved one of his country's highest honors. A cop, wrongly accused, who never lost his faith in the LAPD and the system.
Fine. You belittle his memory.
Elsa.
Get out of my way, Jack. You call yourself his friend.
A detective who fought to expose the evil corruption of the murderous Dr. Fontaine and the rapacious property tycoon Leyland Monroe. Go to her. Will you, Herschel? A reformer who recognized the need to remove the odd bad apple from a department made up of good men. Herschel? A man who never gave up.
Yeah, Jack.
Who continued to fight the good fight.
I think you knew that, Jack.
The fight that cost him his own life. A good husband. A good father. And may I say, a good friend.
That's the game. I know a lot of people don't like that ending, but honestly, it's so very noir. Very noir. I mean, for instance, there's this film called A Gun for Hire, which is about a hitman type guy. And then there's some business, there's whatever, I forget the main plot, but he's the protagonist and he eventually gets swayed by the female protagonist, who is not a love interest, by the way. But she manages to get through to him and he ends up sacrificing himself to help the main issues of the plot. I can't remember. I'd recommend that film, it's very good. I mean, it's just very noir to be miserable at the fucking end. And it obviously tries to make it very, confusing for you because it shows you the flashback of Cole being responsible for the death of innocents. But honestly, it doesn't stop me from thinking he's a really good character. You could tell he was guilty and that he was trying to redeem himself, and I think he did the best he could to do so. And he's a really good character. He's one of my favorites, I think. And this game does sort of, well, the cases are hit and miss. I think Vice is the worst, but that's just me. I just don't like it, but it helps tie the story together. The plot elements there are interesting, like the morphine and everything. Of course, that's very important to the plot, so it needed to be there. And of course, introducing the fucker Roy. But I really like Arson, even if half the time you're not even doing Arson cases. You're with Jack. But it was quite interesting. I remember when I played it first, I was like, oh, this is not Cole Phelps. Oh no, what happened in here? So it was very odd. But got used to Jack. My favourite part are probably still Bukowski, though I quite like Biggs. It's probably an ordering I can have in there. Bukowski, Biggs, Rusty, and the fucker Earl, obviously last, even though I think he's such a well-written character, I hate him though. But this game is really something. Obviously the facial capture stuff hasn't aged the best, but again, I will say from what I said earlier, in like part 1 I think, you can't beat real faces in terms of acting. I think if they were to make a sequel, like, I don't know, New York Noir, let's say. You follow a private investigator that's totally not Cole Phelps or something. I don't know. Who knows if he survived? He probably didn't. Knowing it's a noir, he's probably most definitely in that in that coffin. Casket, whatever. But I've seen them, they're able to do facial capture that's a lot more practical for video games, so then it doesn't look really off. They don't have to use actual video. They don't have to compress it so it looks weird either. No weird meshes and everything. They could just like put the dots on their face, and its facial capture is getting very impressive now. Just have a look at the Last of Us 2 trailer. Think of it what you will. I mean, I'm not overly impressed with the content of the trailer. Where's Joel, for fuck's sake? And smooching with really sweaty people. The kiss animation was very impressive on that. But anyway, that kind of thing, they've come so far now. I think if they would ever make a sequel, which I don't think they will because Bondi isn't a thing anymore. This game was their first and last, I think. I can't recall. But I think if they did make a sequel, they could maybe utilize something more like that instead. Though I don't know. I mean, it's kind of the charm of it, isn't it? That it's real people. Real people's faces. It's kind of, they did something similar with a horror game. I forget the name of it. But it was by the guy who did the first Silent Hill game. So I must play it eventually. What's it called? Forbidden Siren, that's it. Gotcha. Or is it just Siren? I forget. But they did the same kind of thing where they filmed the actor, but they only did it from the front, so it looked really flat. Here they used loads of different cameras to get a full 3D rendering of their face. Or head, I should say. Lots of techno babble for you there. I got all the newspapers, so that's good. I got everything, man. Though I wish in the ending you got more word from Rusty and Stefan. I would have liked that. Because it just ended with, words from Herschel and Roy. Roy, the most crooked of them all, the one you're meant to not like. You're meant to love to hate him, I would imagine. But nothing from, Stefan or Rusty, you just see them there. Where were his, wife and kids as well? I don't know. I didn't see them there. But... yeah, I wish they had more to say. It would have packed more of a punch, I think. And that would have worked. Who's knocking on my door? My brother just came in, sorry. I've got to do the street crimes now. I actually haven't done them yet, though I know I'm gonna shove them somewhere in there. This will be one of the last games I play this year, and depending on how things go with certain laws and stuff set in the Europe region, might not be back for a while. Again, I don't know if I'll be back next year because of certain laws passing. So, I'm not going to make promises. I'm going to finish To the Moon. I might do the holiday special for it, and then... we'll see, won't we? If my YouTube channel gets banned because of Article 13, what can we hit done? I kept trying really hard not to mention that stuff during the main game because I didn't want to age it. I'm already aging it. But then, if I'm removed, you won't see it anyway, will you? No. So, I'm gonna mention it here. Probably not watching the credits anyway. But you should stay because there's an end credit scene. Why did I just spoil that? Because I did. Fuckers. There's not many street crimes, so I'm gonna get them done quite quickly, I should imagine. There's 5. I just got my notepad out that I write everything in for video games. For some reason. Oh, ouch. Owie, 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 owie. Okay. This, Let's Play's already been a copyright piece of shit anyway, because of the radio stuff, but... yeah. Anyway, after this I can focus on my Christmas bullshit, so that's good. I really enjoyed playing this game, except for voice, desk. I mean, it's a bit of a chore to edit such long videos, but... I hope the results are good enough, you know? But anywho, I do quite like the 1940s setting, if I'm honest. That's one of the main pulls for this game for me. But anyway, the credits are stopping. I'm gonna shut up so you can watch the end credits scene. Yes.
How about this for a headline? Guess which former 6th Marine hero has been promoted in the LAPD?
No idea.
Well, could be anybody. You give up?
Tell us or hand over the fucking paper.
The Shadow, boys. Our very own Silver Star winning son of a bitch.
Phelps? He didn't die, Jack. He did just fine, and that's all we're going to say about it, right?
The one and only. Look at this picture. Golden boy getting his badge, wife and kids in tow, and looking awful humble in the process.
Well, he's set.
Phony bastard.
I wonder if they've been holding my job for me after all this time.
What job was that?
Mechanic.
Ain't you seen all the war bond movies, Sarge? All the best mechanics is women. You're gonna have to work as a gigolo from here on in.
I was a bus driver in Santa Cruz. No pictures in the papers or medals for me, though.
I can't believe I just went through Petaloo and Okinawa just to go back to being a washing machine mechanic.
How is it that jerks like Phelps get it all?
It doesn't have to be that way, guys.
What are you talking about? It's always gonna be that way.
Do you have any idea what you guys are sitting on?
Yeah, a ship full of Army surplus.
You're sitting on surplus morphine. 2 tons of it. Can you imagine what that's worth on the streets? Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You're shitting me.
I'm not.
You're talking about stealing it?
Keep your voice down. Do you want to have us all thrown in the brig?
God damn it, Sheldon. You want to go into the dope business?
No. I want to be in the peace dividend business.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means I want the guys who fought for a better future to get some share of it. You interested, Jack?
Come on, Top. We could all get out from under.
Oh, it's the chance of our lives.
It's everyone or no one, boys.
I'm not having a bar of it, Courtney. You may be the bravest person I have ever met, but I swear to God, trouble follows you around like a pet fucking dog. I thought you wanted to try for medical school.
So what do you want, Jack? What's the future got in store for you?
You guys were all heroes in the war. Every single one of you. Even if your next door neighbor or your wife never know it and don't give a rat's ass. Fuck Phelps and medals and citations and parades. Fuck the public who are bored with returning GIs. I have nothing but respect for what you guys and the rest of the 6th have done. You go through with this, and you'll be nothing to me.